Hey everyone, this is John DeLeo with another tech tutorial. In this video, I'll be showing you how to utilize Canvas Studio to check for understanding from students watching your video and also hold them accountable for watching the entire thing. So I'm going to show you the finished product first, just so you kind of get an idea of what our goal for this video is going to be. So I'll go into my training course where I've uploaded and posted a video within Studio. I'm going to pop into my assignments and go into the assignment that I posted it in. So you can see within this assignment I have uploaded and posted a video, and this video is in the form of a quiz which I'll be showing you how to do. I'm going to press resume quiz. I've started this quiz already. Students can pause the video and come back to it at any time to finish up the quiz, just so you're aware of that. So I'm going to press resume quiz, and I'm going to quickly try to mute the volume so you do not hear the video going on in the background. Alright, so now you see the basic layout of any video. You have the timeline going on in the background, you have the play button, and all of the controls for it over here on the side. The new thing that you may have noticed is the circles with question marks within them. Those are markers within the video that when the video reaches that point, a question will pop up and ask the student whatever you want them to, be asked. So I'm going to play the video, and once it reaches that marker, it will pop up a question that the student will not be able to pass on to the next portion of the video until they answer the question correctly. So the question is, where do I find the grid for courses? The answer is dashboard. I press continue, and the video moves on. And eventually you'll reach the next question, and they'll be asked the second question. You get that data back, so eventually you'll be able to go into your quiz results. You can get an item analysis, or you can even look back at specific student results and get an idea of where they're at with the video. You'll also be able to go into insights and see which students have viewed the video in its entirety or areas of the video that they skipped. So I'll be able to show you that as well. So in order to create a quiz within one of your videos, you're going to go into Studio. And I'm not going to go through the process of showing you how to put something in Studio. There's already a video for that. If you need the link to that video, just reach out to me. I'd be happy to send it to you. I'm going to utilize a video that I've already created. So I'm going to be using my Earth's Revolution video, and all you have to do is click on the three dots within the video, and you're presented with some choices. All right, right at the top is create a quiz. Once you're in that mode, you're first asked to create a title for the quiz. So being that this is a video on Earth's Revolution, I'll just title it Earth's Revolution. And you can enter a description if you want to. This option I think is pretty important. Hide question markers on timeline for students. When I showed you that quiz right at the beginning of this video, you were able to see where the questions were on the timeline. For me, I think I would make sure that this was checked on so that the students don't know where the questions are, so that they can't skip ahead and try to game the system, so to speak. It kind of makes them watch the video in its entirety, and the questions just pop up where they're supposed to be, and the kids really don't know about it. All right, so I would leave that on. If you feel like you don't need to, then obviously you could leave it off. So I'm going to get started, and you can see I again have my basic interface for my video. I can play it back just to check that it is the video that I want, or to gain an idea of where I want to put in questions, and I can click along this timeline and get an idea of, again, where do I want to put a question. When I do click on the timeline, you'll notice that a circle with a plus pops up, and when you click that, you're presented with three options. You can create a multiple choice question, a true or false question, or a multiple answer question. For the purpose of this video, I'll just make a multiple choice. It's just the easier of the options. So my question, 11 seconds in, is going to be, how long does it take the Earth to revolve around the sun? And then I can type in the choices, just like you would with a regular Canvas quiz. So I'll say 365 days or 24 hours, and then you obviously have to choose which one is correct by clicking the options on the left-hand side. You can shuffle the choices if you want to, and you could also provide feedback. So if they get the question correct, you can say nice job. If they get it incorrect, you can guide them along, give feedback that way, or just give general feedback. Once you're done, you press save, and now that question is embedded within the timeline. You can go ahead and add more questions, as many questions as you want. If you find that you made a mistake with a previous question, or you want to go back and edit it or change it in any way, you can see that the question marker is within the timeline, and if you hover your mouse over it, it creates a little pencil icon, and you can click on that and go back and edit that question at any time. You can also press the delete button if you want to, just to get rid of it entirely. All right, so that's the basic overview of creating a quiz. I think it's pretty simple within a timeline. Once you have all of the questions laid out, you press done, and now that quiz is created within that video. And if you click the three dots again and you hover your mouse over quizzes, you can see my Earth Revolution quiz is one of the options within there. You can in fact create additional quizzes, let's say for a different class, or for the same class, but you want to check for different understanding, maybe more high-level questions, so you have the ability to do that. But once you have a quiz attached to a video, you now can embed it into your course, anywhere that you have that rich content editor. So I'm going to go into my training video, my training course, and I'm going to post it into an announcement, just for right now. All right, so I'm going to create an announcement. I'm going to title it Earth's Revolution. And in order to bring a Canvas Studio video into your rich content editor, just as a refresher, you go to the external tool button, you press it, and you have to click Arc. Again, I don't know why they haven't changed the name over, but it is called Studio now. They just didn't change the name in that menu. So from there, you go ahead and you find the video that you want to give the quiz on. For me, it was Earth's Revolution. I press select, and I can embed it with a standard embed, meaning it's just going to play the video like we have done before, or we can click on the video quiz embed, which will let me choose the quiz that I want to put in to this rich content editor. So I'm going to choose the only quiz that I've made so far, and then press embed. When I do that, it is now held within the content editor, and I can check and see that it is the correct video and it's laid out. I can add text if I want to and directions. You guys know the drill. You have all the tools available in order to do that. Once you're done, you press save, and that's the nice, easy way to get something into your content editor, and students will have access to it. You'll be able to gain the data from it by going into that particular announcement or assignment or whatever you put it by clicking on quiz results, and it will give you an item analysis or student results one by one. You also, again, get that insight where you can see where students have watched the video and where they skipped. I'm going to, at the end of this video, show you what it would look like with a full class of students. Obviously, I don't have a full class of students, so I can't show you much, but at the end of this video, I'll give you an idea of how much valuable data you can get back. What I want to cover next is a lot more powerful, I think. Maybe you want to put the grades or the data from your video into your gradebook without having to do it manually, and Canvas gives you the option to do that. So I'm going to create an assignment. That way it goes into my gradebook, and I'll create a new assignment, and I'm going to title this one Earth's Revolution. I can put in directions, anything like that, but in this case I'm not going to add the video through Arc. I'm not going to add it through my external tool. I want to collect data in order to put it back into my gradebook. And for that, it requires a submission. Normally, we would do either an online submission on paper or an external tool using Microsoft Office. I've shown that in previous videos. In this case, though, we're going to use the external tool called Arc. And the way I got to that is by choosing the submission type, external tool. I press find, and I find Arc within my list of external tools. So when I press that, again, it brings up the interface for Canvas Studio, and I go and find the video that has the quiz that I created. So I'm going to press select. I'm going to make sure that I choose the video quiz embed, so that way it assigns the quiz to the students, and then I press embed and press select, and then it is now going to be given to my students, where when they take it, that data that is collected from Studio about which questions they got right and which questions they got wrong will be brought into a grade book for this assignment that I'm creating. So once I'm done, I press save and publish, and now it will be available for my students, and when they go through the video and answer the questions, all of that data will go into my grade book where I can see their grades, and then eventually, once we're back in school, transfer it over to School Tool and give them the feedback. So that's the end of this portion of the video. In the next portion of the video, I'll show you some of the data that you get when you have a full class. So at this point in the video, I'm going to be showing you what it looks like when students have finished the process of taking the quiz and showing you the data that you can get once you have students that have completed it. So right now I'm in Amanda Davies' math course. Amanda teaches math at Maple Avenue, and I want to thank Amanda for letting me do this. You're doing amazing stuff with Studio, and I really wanted to highlight this. So you can see that she put a Studio quiz within one of her assignments, and being that her students have gone through the process of taking this quiz and some have even completed it, I now have an item analysis within my quiz results below the video. And if I scroll through the item analysis, I get the high score, low score, the average score, and so on. But I could also look at the item analysis by question. And clicking on the drop down gives me more data about which question was chosen most often and which question was chosen least. I can also go up to Insights, and I kind of mentioned this before earlier in this video. I can get an idea of which students have watched the video in its entirety, or students that have skipped around trying to just get credit for the work. So I'm going to click on a student's name, and you can see that there are gaps within the video timeline that indicate that this student has skipped around and did not watch every second of the video. Just kind of a nice way to hold kids accountable and say, hey, I can see when you are watching the entire video, or I can see when you're skipping around. Just a way to see that students are put in all the effort that you want them to. So that's the summary of the results that you get back. If you have any questions about any of this in any portion of the video, please reach out to me and let me know. I'd be happy to answer any of the questions. I know with asynchronous learning happening now with new content, this is probably going to be a great way to give out content and then have little formative assessments along the way. So I wanted to put this video out there now that we're in that portion of remote learning. All right, have a great day. Thanks.